think after 6 months, someone introduced me through Laidback Luke because me and Afrojack. That's a funny story. So
yeah, I want to hear.
We went on a holiday. So I went on a holiday when I still had a job for 2 weeks to Greece. But I always brought my CD back and I was asking every bar, can I play? Chess was like, yo, we've been working on this record and it can be the anthem of Ultra. I was like, whoa, okay. I want to do something that I really love.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter what you earn or whatever you do, but if you do something you like, then you're always happy.
Hi, this is Lauren Engel of Sidewalk. Talk today. I'm here with Quintino. So you're born in...
It's gonna be a hard walk, right?
I'm strong now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
So you're born in Holland?
Yeah, born in Holland. In a really small city.
Yeah, what's it called? I couldn't find out.
So it's called Den Helder.
Okay.
It's only like 55,000 people, 60,000. It's not a lot, huh?
Yeah.
It's really small. But now I live in Amsterdam.
Are your parents from there as well?
Yeah, they still live there.
Oh, so like all your whole family's there?
Yeah,
wow.
my family is still there, yeah.
What do your parents do, or before?
My mom paints.
Oh wow.
Yeah, she does this amazing paintings. It's really nice. And my father has a bar in the city where I'm from. So yeah, they're busy all the time. Yeah.
So you think you got your creative side from your mom, or?
Well, if you see the paintings, I'm gonna show it to you. It's insane, like really. Yeah, it's really insane. So yeah, I'm so really proud of her. Every time my friends come over, they be like, "Whoa, what's that?" I was like, "Yeah, my mom made it," and like they're so proud, and I'm proud. So, yeah.
What kind of music did they play in the house when you were growing up?
So my dad is one of the biggest fan of Earth, Wind & Fire. So I heard like Fantasy and September, and my mom used to listen to everything, Dutch singers, Red Hot Chili Peppers too. So I grew up with that kind of stuff.
Can you describe the time that you grew up in? What was it like?
My parents were divorced. So I lived during the regular days with my mom and 1 weekend on and off with my dad. And they both used to work at night, so it was kind of hard for them, but they struggled a lot, but they made it all happen. I had a good time, so it was good, yeah.
How would you describe your personality back then growing up?
Kind of shy, and I was always playing soccer.
Yeah,
every day. I slept with a ball.
Oh wow.
My mom has a picture of me sleeping with the ball.
Oh.
Yeah, really, yeah. So I went out, I just played with the ball the whole day.
Did you think that you could be like a professional soccer player?
Well, I wanted to, but it didn't happen. No, it didn't happen. It was,
what else were you interested in back then?
No, to be honest, it was only soccer, and like from maybe 14, I started 15. That's when I started to see the first DJ, and I remember just the first time it was like a Dutch DJ that was really big in Holland.
What's his name?
Eric E. And I was like, wow! I saw these lasers, like moving, and I remember like there was like a build up and it drops, and I feel like he was like the director of the whole night. And I was so like hypnotized by this guy that I couldn't stop watching. I was like, okay, I love this. Yeah, it's the best feeling. Like if you can bring them to like a journey to some kind of place, you know. Yeah, for me that moment I knew I loved to be a DJ. I never expect to be this big, but yeah. But
before that, were you really into music, or just?
No, not really. To be honest, no. I played soccer all the time. That's a huge turning
point then.
Yeah. And then from that moment on, I started to buy vinyl all the time, and then I started with vinyl, and I just started DJing all the time. And every place I could, I was DJing everywhere. It's somebody's birthday, I play. I'm there. Okay, you got a bar, I play for free. Everywhere.
Who else were you listening to back then?
Well, I loved NERD. It's still one of my favorites. I still got it on my phone. It's one of the only albums. Yeah, really. I liked the Red Hot Chili Peppers too. It was really diverse, to be honest. Like from Bob Marley to Red Hot Chili Peppers. For me, like it's not a genre. It's like the music you like. If it makes a good energy, it's good music. So, like from reggae to rock to hip hop. I listen to the Dr. Dre albums, everything. But if it gives you a good energy, like emotional or happy or like partying, then it's good music. So I listen to everything. Yeah. And the moment that I started DJing, I had to play everything for like 7 hours straight the whole night. It's like open format.
Yeah.
So I learned to play every kind of styles and appreciate the records in every style. So that was kind of a cool journey. So I knew a lot of records.
And you were also working at an Italian restaurant, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's really funny. So I started there behind the bar to earn some money. And that's where they call me my name, my DJ name. Oh. Because my regular name is Quintino.
Yeah.
And when I was DJing, before I was DJing,
yeah.
Oh, it's really funny. So I was at the bar and I wasn't like the quickest one behind the bar. I wasn't really a good bartender. And they'd be like, Quintino, hurry up.
No, that's so funny.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Was that after high school or when were you?
I was 16.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I didn't have a DJ name back then, but everyone started calling me this way. So it was like they made it up for me. It's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, behind the bar of an Italian restaurant.
And how old were you when you put out the remix?
Actually, that's a long time ago already.
Yeah.
That is 11 years. Yeah.
Oh wow.
What? 11 years? Yeah. And it went straight to #1. It's really crazy.
Like how did that even happen? Like,
yeah. So the thing is, I just heard this vocal I really liked, and I felt like I was playing a lot of beats. Like all the vinyl records were like really long, and a lot of beats, and I want to play shorter records and more vocals in it that hyped it up or something. And I just switched it up because I always played open format. So I was used to different genres and I combined them, like Brazilian from the favela with like rhythms, like beats from 128. Yeah, it worked. Everyone loved it.
Yeah. Was that the first time that you put out a lot of music? Because you're DJing, but how about like the actual production?
No, actually, my first records, Supersonic and Wooker, Laidback Luke helped me with it. Because the thing is, I started DJing in the city where I'm from, and Laidback Luke was playing before me. And the funny thing is that he started watching at me. He didn't leave, and he started looking at me because I was DJing really quick. Like, and all the DJs were playing like 7 minutes records, 6 minutes records. And then he came up to me. He's like, "Yo, I really like you. You're really good at it, and you're talented. Let's keep in contact." And I was like, "Oh."
He's already big, very big back then.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he headlined all the big festivals, everything. Yeah, and he was like my hero, you know. And then we kept in contact, and I just joined him every time I could. I just went to a show with him in a small club or a big show, festival or whatever. I just want to see him DJ and to learn. And then he's like, yeah, you have to make music too to become a bigger artist. And then he helped me with my first records and then released it on Sidney Samson's label back in the days. And that was my first records, yeah.
Was it easy for you to go from DJing to producing?
No, it's difficult. Yeah, I still have a lot of people always helping me too, but yeah, it's a big process because I started off as a DJ. Yeah. So yeah, that's a hard switch, but now I found a joy with making it with like with people, and we did a studio session in LA, and the creative things you can do, and we have like an artist in, a singer or whatever. It's really cool to have that journey, and now I can really appreciate it. So yeah, it definitely is. It used to be only DJ or producer, and now you have to do both. So yeah.
Yeah. And was the first time that you saw Tiesto, was it during the Olympics or?
Yeah, 100%. My dad's like, "Hey, you seen? There's a DJ on the Olympics." Like, what? And then I was looking like, "Whoa, Tiesto, unbelievable on the Olympics! Like, how could you imagine, right? Unbelievable." Yeah, that was like, okay, maybe DJ is a real job now. That was a big game changer, I think, because DJ was like a filler, like a warm up for a band. You know, it was like, okay, we just need a DJ because we got a band. And then 30 minutes we need like people to stay, so just play some records. That's it. And now it's like you go to a DJ. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. And then, so after your Portuguese remix, were you doing music full time, or what was your career at that point?
So I had a full-time job when I released that record. I was working on an office job.
Oh, what were you doing?
A sales job, and I didn't like it at all, but I had to work, of course. So then, like after a year, I just came to the office and be like, okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna live at my mom's place and just gonna see what happens if I get like work or something. And then, after like a half a year, it popped off. So yeah, my mom's like, you gotta work, don't stay at home all day.
Where do you think you got that confidence from that you're gonna make it somehow? Because like there weren't too many people that you could look up to, right?
No, and when I started it, there was like not a lot of people making it as a DJ, so it wasn't really as famous as now. Like all my nephews want to be DJ right now. But I was like, no, I like it, and I'm lucky that I can live at my mom's place, whatever. I don't need anything, but not much. So I was like, I'm just gonna try, and whatever. If it doesn't work out, I can always go back. But if you're older, maybe not.
Yeah.
So I just stopped it, and I remember the day I came home. I was like, I have no job. Yeah, it's like really scary. And then mom's like, okay, don't stay at home. Make sure you believe. If you really believe you can make it, but you gotta work it.
Yeah.
So I tried everything.
What were you trying back then?
Huh?
What were you doing, like trying back then?
Yeah, just to try to contact Laidback Luke every day and other people, just to be as much as possible in the scene and to learn. And because I loved it so much, I just wanted to be in the club with DJs everywhere. It's just 24/7. So I drove everywhere. And I think after 6 months, someone introduced me through Laidback Luke and to another girl, an MC. They introduced me to a guy who did like really big parties, and he really liked me, so I could play like one time to practice to see if he likes me or not. And then they really loved it, and they kept booking me. So I had like this basis of parties that I could play already, and then I was making more and more records, so I got more famous. And then I think after like 1.5, 2 years, then it really popped off. I did a lot of shows. Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, it's like a roller coaster.
And what was the big turning point after that, like into the international?
Yeah, so after a while, he did a lot of shows in Holland, but it was only Holland.
Yeah.
And I made a few more records, and it was only like big in Holland. And then you got like this urge to play everywhere else because you see people traveling to different countries, and you see this festival. Like I don't know, like Tomorrowland or Creamfields. You see all these guys going there, and I was like, shit, I want to be there. And then I started making not different kind of music, but not the same as what I was doing back then. And then we made Epic with Sandro. And the funny thing is, I sent it to Afrojack because we were really good friends. Because me and Afrojack, it's a funny story. So
yeah, I want to hear.
We went on a holiday. So I went on a holiday when I still had a job for 2 weeks to Greece. But I always brought my CD back and I was asking every bar, can I play? It's like, no thank you, no thank you. And one bar I really liked, so I came there every night and I was talking to the owners like, hey, if you want me to play, I play for free if you like it and whatever. Then the DJ got sick and he called me. And then he really liked it, so I played for 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, so I went back for 5 days. And then booked another holiday and played for another 2 weeks. And then I met Afrojack because Laidback Luke was performing in Greece. We had this forum where like Steve Angelo was on, Avicii, and me and Afrojack too. So Luke was like, hey Nick, this is Quinton, this is Nick, and then we became friends. Because he played another club the whole night. I played 6 hours here, he played 6 hours there. And since then we were really good friends.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, right? So so we knew each other really well, and we played the same parties back in Holland. Both were not famous at all, and when I started making different kind of music, he was popping off already in the States. He's doing Ultra, and he had all these big records. So I sent him Epic, and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about it?" But he was making all the bleep sounds, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, "Oh, sorry, man, not for me." I was like, okay. And then Tiesto, we sent to Tiesto and he played it at EDC. And then everyone went crazy online. Like everyone's like, hey, what's this record? What's this record? And then Tiesto put it online. Yo, it's Sandro and Quintino Epic. And then everyone like, but I was sleeping. It was like time difference. I woke up, like, whoa, my phone. Looked. Everyone's like, yo, this record is insane, blah, blah. And then I felt like, okay, something is coming. I feel it. And Tiesto signed it. Yeah, and then in Holland became #1 official chart, like the biggest record of Holland, and then in so many countries. Yeah, and everyone played it, like from Swiss House Mafia to Tiesto to everyone.
This whole story is so crazy because it's exactly this spot that Laidback Luke was talking about in his forum when I interviewed him.
Really?
It was right here, so I was like, this is just so funny.
Yeah, that's dope. Yeah, he helped us. He helped us all. So he's like he's a godfather or something. Yeah.
How did you meet Dimitri Vegas?
Well, we were at the same management back in the days when we were at the same management as Afrojack. And the thing was, Dimi and Mike, they were not so big. and we just both started, and they were like new Belgium guys, and I was from Holland, so I knew them through management, and then we went together to Miami and everything, and yeah, so that's how we became closer through the management, and then yeah, you keep in contact and you send each other stuff, and then from the last 2 years we've been working really close. We made so many records. I think I did a Tremor remix, the Hum remix for there. We did Liberté, we have a new record. Tetris we did, That's a Bounce. We got a new one on my album. Yeah, so we do so much. We have a good connection, you know, when you have a good connection, and like when, for example, Dimitri calls me, and then we have like this idea, we work it out real quick. You know, we're all both hyped about it, and it's a good connection. Yeah.
Can you also talk about the music video shoot that you did with Steve Aoki? Like, it was really like the blizzard, right?
So he called me. It's like, oh yeah, can you do a support at this show? I was like, okay. I said, yeah, we can also record the video. I was like, oh, whatever, it's fine. I like to do it. It was fun, you know. And so I saw the weather. It's like, oh, it's cold. It was so cold. So we came in there. It was Minneapolis. We walked up from the airport, like, whoa, this is so cold. This is too cold. So I called Steve. I was like, yo, it's really cold. I was like, yeah, I know, but we have to shoot the video. It's like, okay. The next day, we slept for like 3 hours. We had to shoot really early in the morning because we both had to take our flights to a different show. And we came in, we had to walk through the snow like this. It was all up in the air. And I didn't feel my hands, anything. And like, I remember me and Steve were in the car. We're sitting next to each other. And it's just too cold to talk. Yeah, I remember that really good. But it was really so now it's a fun experience. Back then when we were shooting the video, we just ran up in the snow. We're shooting and then we ran out, and then we like, oh man.
Can you talk about what it was like on the TV show Beauty and the Beat?
Oh yeah, so I didn't know what to expect actually, because so they asked me to work with it, but it was never broadcast or anything. So, but they wanted to give a boost to dance music. So yeah, whatever. If you can help, you always help each other, right? But I did it once, and we did like a DJ set and everything, and yeah, that was it. Not much.
How did you meet or like start working with Spinnin' Records?
Yeah, to be honest, I worked with them for a really long time already, and it's always good though. We had like a lot of good records together. They're really professional, and we can make good deals together. Like we give each other a hand and make a deal for a record, and it always works out. Yeah, it's like 10 years already or something.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm happy with it. They always deliver, and they're happy with me, so that's a good thing too.
How about with Supersonic?
Yeah, so I did my label, but I felt like I didn't pay enough attention to it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so that was like 8 years ago. So I started it, and I felt like, okay, if you're gonna do this, it needs to be 100%, not 80. So I stopped it to keep the quality high, because I did do some good records, but I felt it was too early in my career to, you know, work on a label.
Are you planning on revisiting the idea?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because now I'm focusing on the album, and it's almost finished, and I'm releasing it this year.
Nice.
And then after you want to do something different, so I think about label. Yeah.
Can you talk about the Ultra Music Festival anthem that you did?
Oh yeah. So the thing is, I got a call. I was in LA. Yeah, I was in LA. I remember. And Jess was like, "Yo, we've been working on this record, and it can be the anthem of Ultra." I was like, "Whoa, okay. So what's the question?" Because I want to do it.
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, are you okay?" He's like, "Yeah, of course, 100%." And then he's like, "Okay, let's do it." And then he sent me the email that they're interested in the record. I was like, "Whoa, it's so quick, everything." So like from just a record to like anthem of Ultra, and then it just changed real quick. Yeah, it was really strange, but I'm so happy. Yeah, milestone. Those things you don't forget.
Yeah.
The same thing when Tiesto called me. I remember I was in Greece, in Crete, and I just finished the show, but he was in America, so it was like, for me it was 1 o'clock at night. For him it was like 5 in the afternoon, 5 p.m. And he's like, yo, Quentin. It's like, hello? I didn't have his number. Hey, it's Tiesto. It's like, Yeah, I was like young, you know. So I was like, okay, hello. And he's like, do you want me to join me on the college tour? I was like, yes, of course, let's go. And it ended up being the best tour for my life. Like 3.5 weeks, every day a show. Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, it was really.
What do you think of DJ Mag, and does it like give you pressure to retain a certain ranking, or?
To be honest, it is a ranking, so 100%, but it's not everything.
Yeah.
So I believe if you got like this, how can I explain it properly? So it's not only a list, it's not only your music, and it's not only your performance. Yeah, I believe it's the total package that makes it how big you are as an artist. So you can be number 100 on the list, but have the biggest record and a good performance, and you're big.
Yeah.
You could be number 1 on the list and have the, I don't know, you know what I mean? So everything needs to be on place. So only a number is not enough. So that's how I feel it. But the list exists, and yeah, it is there.
Is it difficult because you've been in dance music for so long, trying to stay relevant?
Yeah, I'm lucky that every year it went up. So for me, like if you talk like DJ Mag, I went up every year. And with my music and my streams every year, I got more streams. Like you see, everything is going up still for me. So for me, it's like a roller coaster that is still.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's difficult.
Yeah, that keeps me really motivated.
Yeah.
But it's hard. Yeah, because nowadays so many people make music, right?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of competition. You gotta stay fresh.
Yeah, actually, with that, like with the trends and stuff, how do you keep yourself like have your own sound, but also like have to stay with the trend? It's difficult.
I always believe that if it's the music that I love to make and it brings me energy during my shows, then I'm happy with it. And there's always going to be a market for it. Maybe not the smallest or the biggest market, but it's going to be my fans, you know? So I tried not to pay a lot of attention to different artists.
And this is also something that I asked Laidback Luke, but what do you think about the changes of EDM in the past 10 years, and where do you see it going? Yeah,
so the thing is, it was like a big boom. Suddenly from nothing, it was like the most popular thing in America.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to work on EDM, Chris Brown, everyone. And it's normal, then it's new, and then it stabilizes. But it's just a genre in the dance music. So you got like whatever, trap, bass house, techno, you have electronic music, but it's all dance music. So it might switch a little bit. The dance music is getting bigger and bigger, more genres. So let's be happy for that, you know?
Yeah.
Dance music is so big. Everybody wants to go out to a festival, and some like techno, some like electronic, you know, whatever. But everyone wants to go out, and as long as dance music is still growing, the market is still healthy. I think that's really important.
Yeah. Do you agree with him that there's like a chain smoker era, that a lot of producers trying to make like pop chain smoker type music?
Yeah, it's normal. Like, so the chain smokers, you wouldn't be that quick, but the Chainsmokers were DJs that were on the same festival lineup as everyone.
Yeah,
and then suddenly with 2 major hits, they were like the biggest. So of course, you'd be like, if you're in a shoe of an artist, of a DJ, and he was playing before you as a nobody, and suddenly within a year they sell out arenas, of course you're gonna look at their formula, right? It's normal. It's really normal. But yeah, it's a one of a kind. You know? Yeah. You have to stay true to yourself, and of course, if you listen to it, you switch a little bit. But those guys are like one of a kind. It's not a formula or something, you know. So rather stick to your own sound. Yeah, it's really important.
That's true.
Because your fans are fans because they like your music, and not because you're following somebody else. Yeah. Absolutely. But it's hard. You always be like, oh, you check somebody else. It's normal. Everyone does that. It's like soccer players also check out other soccer players, how they play. Yeah, it's everywhere. It's normal. But stay true to your sound. That's what I do too with electronic music. If it's like energetic but maybe not good enough for Spotify, if I like it, I'm releasing it. How
do you think the style of your music has changed compared to the early songs that you made?
Oh, it hasn't changed that much. Only the quality of the sound, of course. But if I listen to one of the first records I did, it's still electronic and it's still with a lot of BP sounds and yeah, just really festival-wise. Of course, sometimes it's a different record, but now you can be really quick with records. You can finish them quicker. I'm playing more shows, so I know what works and doesn't work. And back in the days, I just made a record sometimes and released it. I'd be like, doesn't really work good in the club. But it happens. But now I can test so many records in the club, and I feel like, okay, is it good enough, or should I change it a little bit, or is this vocal too much, or should I put more in it? And then I play it again, and be like, okay, now it's finished. Now I know, yeah. For me, like if I want to play it, it's good enough.
How would you say you've grown as a person compared to when you were younger?
When I was really young, I was really all over the place. So one day I wanted to do anything in one day. You know, I couldn't sit still, and now I enjoy the moments more because I've been everywhere in the world, and it's still going really well. Every year it's going better, and now I'm like in LA, and I'm enjoying the moment that I'm in LA. A small boy from a really small city in Holland, and I play in LA. You know. Yeah, it's really cool. Sometimes like my family texts like, hey, where are you? We have like this family app, and I'd be like, oh, I'm in LA right now. They're like, oh wow, LA, I've never been there. And they're like, oh yeah, I'm lucky. Yeah, it is.
I love that.
Yeah, right?
What would you say have been your biggest challenges so far in life?
Well, yeah, I moved on my own to a big city. So like I had no friends or nothing. I moved to Amsterdam with a good friend of mine. We were like with the two of us, and I didn't have a steady job or something. So yeah, I wanted to make something of my life. But I wanted to do, the only reason and the only key that was number one for me is that I want to do something that I really love. Yeah. Because it doesn't matter what you earn or whatever you do, but if you do something you like, then you're always happy. Because I had a job I really hate, and it's like, okay, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, so I'd rather try something that I like and see what happens. And that was the most important thing I want to do. Soccer didn't work, so
soccer didn't work.
No, but yeah, trust me, every time I'm lucky what I'm doing. I'm always happy. If I play a club, I'm happy. If I see people enjoying it,
yeah, you're so positive. You just like bring it out.
Yeah, and but it's also the people make me do it, you know. And then like tomorrow we fly to Atlantic City. It's like, wow, it's unbelievable. Yeah, and that's good.
Where do you think you got your attitude from? Like, even doing this for like 10-15 years, you're still like so optimistic and positive and excited about everything. I know, it's maybe
maybe it's from the thing you grow up or something. I don't know. It's just in me. It's not made up or something. It's just who I am. Yeah, I think my parents, my mom is always positive too, and even when we had like rough times or whatever, always positive. So yeah, I think it's from them. My dad is really crazy too. So yeah, it's a combination of my parents, I think.
What does love mean to you?
Love is unconditional. If you see something, it's always good. You don't need to talk to each other every day, but when you're with each other or when you need each other, you're there. I think that's really important. I have friends from the city where I grew up, and sometimes I don't speak to them for a month or something, but when we speak to each other, it's always good, you know? And when we need each other, we're there. I think that is friends or family. If you're there for each other and you help each other, that's the best thing in life. Yeah. Last
question. What do you want to be remembered for?
What I want to be remembered for? It's a hard question, but for me the most important thing is when they were with me or when they think about me, they smile. That's the most important thing. They had a good time. Yeah.
I love that. It's so true.
Yeah, right.
It's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.